Hello, welcome to another episode of the 5enses podcast. I'm your host, Robert Zinni, and today I'm sitting down with Stan Bindell, who is an author and avid hiker here in Prescott, but he also is the author of Hike Yavapai exclusively on 5enses. Stan, thank you for joining me here.
Well, thank you for having me, and what a beautiful location. I almost feel like singing The Sound of Music. We're up at almost 6,000 feet. We've got shade, and it's cool. It feels absolutely great to be out here.
Oh, it's a perfect day. Minus the wind, hence our lovely microphone here.
Exactly.
But no, it's great. We got a nice view of Thumb Butte. So, Stan, you have been an educator and a journalist for about 40 years.
Correct.
And you're a very avid environmentalist and hiker. Recently, you have joined the 5enses community and have started writing articles about Hike Yavapai. And so I was wondering, what is Hike Yavapai, and what do you hope your readers in the Prescott community get from your article?
Well, Hike Yavapai is exactly that. It's hiking in Yavapai County, which will be a little bit more than just the Prescott area, but most of the hikes will be in the Prescott area, and just sent in one on a granite mountain trail the other day, and my favorite hikes in the Prescott area, especially this time of year, are either going to be on Granite Mountain, Mingus Mountain, or water hikes.
Okay, what do you mean by water hikes?
Any hikes that go by water, whether it's streams or the lakes. You know, I'm a frog fanatic, as you could tell by my shirt, and maybe the pin on my hat if you could see it. And I love frogs, but I also love all the other creatures that you see down by the water. And the Peavine Trail, and I know some of your hardcore hikers frown on the Peavine because it's so level and it's crowded sometimes, but I've seen everything from bobcat to deer, and especially if you're hiking the Peavine right around sundown. Oh, and I've also seen javelina. We're on the javelina trail, and I haven't seen any javelina, but I have seen them on the Peavine, and I have seen them on other trails. And if you're by water, the more water you go to, the more likely you're to see any type of wildlife. And when I was on the Little Granite Mountain Trail, there was just a little bit of subsurface water, and sure enough, that was where the butterflies were. Where the most amount of butterflies were by the water, and that's not always going to be the case. But just anything living needs water, so you're going to find them there.
Right. So, with all your hikes you've done, I was wondering if you could teach us a little bit about trail etiquette.
You know, and trail etiquette, since the coronavirus, there's always been some level of trail etiquette, or what should be trail etiquette, but since the coronavirus, it's become even more important. And sometimes, like the other day when I was on a trail, it had horseback riders, it had mountain bicyclers, and everybody was really good, where they would let you know if they were coming, and everybody was polite and everybody was nice, and that's the way it should be. And it's just about treating other people the same way you want to be treated, and thinking about what the other person's needs are. And I've hiked with a lot of hikers over the years on some heavy duty trails, and they're always, if they find somebody who's alone or two people on the trail and they're looking a little tired, first thing you do is ask them if they need water. And I've seen some people give up their last little bit of water for somebody who needs it more than they do. So there's the basic trail etiquette of, if you're going to pass somebody, letting them know you're going to do it, but and moving over and just being courteous. And then in today's coronavirus world, of course, that's even more important.
So, continuing with that theme, what about pets on the trail? Should people be leaving bags of their dog poop on the side of the trail? Because I don't believe that they pick it up. And then also, should pets be on leashes?
Yes. Yes to pets being on leashes because, and some people have little cute dogs that nobody's going to be afraid of and they know they're not going to bite them. But if somebody has a pit bull or a German Shepherd or something that's going to put, and I'm a bit of a dog person, but I know people who are bigger dog people, and I know people who don't want to be bothered by other people's dogs. And of course, dog poop shouldn't be left on trails, and dog bags, if you're going to put a bag, you darn well should come back and pick it up.
Yeah, I know. It's just kind of like disgusting that people would just leave it there.
Right.
Or I always thought that they leave it there so then it's the forest ranger's responsibility to pick your poop. I don't know about that. So let's get into a little bit about your passion. So you've been a journalist. You are definitely an outdoor enthusiast. So what's your passion when it comes for hiking and getting outside and enjoying nature?
Well, that's just it, a love of nature, and that's whether it's seeing a type of frog you haven't seen before, like the Arizona tree frog, the Ramsey Canyon leopard frog. I mean, there's all kinds all the different types of butterflies, all the different types of flowers, and so that's the main thing, is just getting out and enjoying nature.
Okay. What about that relationship to nature? What's so special about that for you?
Okay, and I'll talk a little bit about what it is for me and what I hope it would be for other people and what it should be for other people at a minimum, okay? And for me, it's an absolute love of nature and getting out there and being curious about it. Of course, journalists are supposed to be curious anyway. It's like the little kid who says, why? And you keep going till you get all the answers you want. But aside from that, I'm going to put hikers in two categories. The top one, I'd say, is reverence. Reverence meaning that you have some kind of spirituality, and maybe it's religious, maybe it's not religious, because hiking is different for everybody. Maybe it's religious, maybe it's not, but you have some kind of spirit where you find yourself in tune with nature. Okay, and many people find it through all different religions can relate to nature. It's not just one. And it's just a question of how you feel. Of course, I worked a lot of years on the reservation. I had some dear friends who talked about Mother Earth and Father Sky, and I think some people who live in the city may not relate to that. But I think it's a good way of looking at life and be very spiritual about, and one of my grandkids one time asked me, where's your church? And basically I said, this is my church. Mother Nature is my church, because God is all around us. And if you feel in spirituality with it, you're going to want to protect the earth in any way you can. And you would never ever trash it because it's so near and dear to your heart. And there are a lot of people who get out and hike. I know some people who get out and hike or run, and they're just in it for the physical exercise. And that's okay. Hopefully they see something cool along the way. But in the meantime, if you're just out there just to exercise, absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's fine. But you still, and that's where the second part comes in, which I say respect. You don't have to feel one with nature, but you still need to respect it. You need to respect the other people on the trails, and you need to respect everybody's 6 feet distance with coronavirus.
Yeah.
But you need to, if you're out camping or hiking or walking, you just need to respect people in any way that you want to be respected. The golden rule still comes into play on the trail, whether you're hiking, biking, or horseback riding.
I agree with the leave no trace and leaving the trail system as you found it so other people can enjoy it just as much as you did. So we're approaching our hot season here in Arizona, Stan, and I was wondering, what are some of your favorite places that maybe our viewers can go check out?
Okay, and again, Granite Mountain and Mingus Mountain are two of the great spots to go in the summer, just because you're up in elevation in both. One of the hikes that I plan to do this summer is Mingus Lake.
Okay.
Are you even familiar with Mingus Lake?
Is Mingus Lake the little, like...
It's a pond. It's a pond. Yeah. I was up there last winter and I saw it and I thought, yeah, it'd be a cool place to walk to. I mean, I did walk to it, but I was doing another trail at the time. But Mingus Lake at the top of and then the Woodshoot Trail on top of Mingus Mountain. Those are two very wonderful trails where you get great views. Of course, toward the top of Granite Mountain, you're going to get great views too.
Mm-hmm. Right.
One of my fellow hikers warned me that he went up to the top of Granite Mountain and watched the sun go down, and he said it was great, but it was also a mistake because it's hard coming down from that mountain because the trail isn't as clear as it is on some other trails. Mm-hmm. So it's hard watching the sun down up there and then coming down off it, so I'm not going to advise that one.
As long as you have a headlamp, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So you are writing articles for 5enses, and I just wanted to give you an opportunity to preview some of the trails or some of the articles that you're going to be writing in the next couple months.
Oh, in the next couple months, thank you. Okay, well, one of the ones I mentioned is Mingus Lake. One of the one is Jaeger Trail, which I was reading about. It's got some interesting water. That's also up on Mingus Mountain. And then I want to start doing some of the Prescott circle trails as well.
Okay, nice. And I think we're on part of this circle trail right now.
Yes,
too,
that's why I was happy when you picked this location.
Cool. Well, Stan, I'm sure you'll be a regular here on the podcast, and I just want to say I love your facial hair. What kind of wax do you get for your mustache?
I'll ask my wife and get back to you on that.
So, Stan, I know that you are currently working on a book. Could you please talk to us about your book?
Absolutely. There are 90 wilderness areas in Arizona, and nobody has done a book about them. I've been to about 10 of them. They're located all over the state. Hoping to work with the Arizona Wilderness Coalition, the Sierra Club, and other environmental groups and hiking clubs to produce this book that will tell these people, and most of these wilderness areas do have hiking areas as well. So I'm going to talk about the hiking areas for these wilderness places, but I'm also going to talk about what is special about each one and what is and why each of these wilderness areas is worth saving and protecting.
Okay, cool. And so what is a wilderness area if the viewers at home don't know what a wilderness area is?
Good question. The wilderness areas were were designated by Congress, and it's an area where you can still hike in it and you can still go camping in them. There's a lot of things you can do in them. The main two things that you cannot have motorized vehicles in them, you cannot have commercialism in them, and so they are protected in most ways.
Sweet. Well, I'm looking forward to the book, and if you need any help doing anything, I'm sure I can assist you, or people in our community can assist us.
You know, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm glad you said that, because I'm always looking for people to hike with, and I'm also looking for people who have any unique knowledge about any of these wilderness areas. So please contact me at thebluesmagician@gmail.com if you're interested in learning more and giving me information about it.
Exactly. And if you need more information, not only from 5enses, but Stan's article, Hike Yavapai, Stan has a monthly article about featuring different hikes in Yavapai County. For more information about 5enses, log on to 5ensesmag.com, like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and we are going to finish our hike right now, Stan.
Sounds good to me. Let's get her going.